The terrorist hiding in the 50,000-person stadium thought the operation had only 8 minutes left, but when Rex's nose lifted into the air at that moment, no one knew that everyone's life depended on a German Shepherd's sharp instincts. This is the true story of how a dog's extraordinary abilities saved the lives of thousands of innocent people. The excitement of the Super Bowl final was at its peak at Metropolitan Stadium. 50,000 fans had taken their places in the stands to support their teams, and the stadium was filled with an electric atmosphere. Giant screens, colorful scarves, cheering sounds. No one was aware of what would happen that evening. The massive stadium lights illuminated every corner of the arena, casting long shadows that would soon hide a deadly secret. The FBI's Special Operations Center was just 2 kilometers from the stadium. Commissioner Frank was reviewing the file in his hands once more at his desk. Inside was filled with highly sensitive intelligence. The file labeled Code Blackout stated that a major attack was planned at the stadium, but the identity, timing, and method of the perpetrator were unknown. Sir, young Agent Kelly Martinez hung up the phone and turned to Frank. We just got the latest intel from inside. The attacker is definitely in the stadium, but we don't know who among the 50,000 people. We only know one thing: the operation will take place after the game starts. Frank's hand went to the photo on the desk. Rex, a 5-year-old German Shepherd with black-brown fur and those characteristic alert eyes. What was written in his file was impressive. 98% success rate, 15 major operations, explosive detection specialist. Call Rex, Frank said. He's our only chance. As the police car approached the stadium, Rex sat calmly but alert in the back seat. His trainer, Sergeant Mike Collins, petted his head. Ready, buddy? Tonight is your night. Rex's ears perked up, as if he understood Collins' words. This wasn't just an ordinary dog. He was a professional who had undergone special training, could make decisions in life-threatening situations, and could bear the responsibility of thousands of human lives. The operations center was set up at the stadium entrance. FBI agents, police special teams, bomb disposal experts, everyone was in position. But the 50,000 people inside had no idea creating panic could also jeopardize the operation. Rex, listen. Collins knelt down, looking into the dog's eyes. There are 50,000 people inside. You are their protector. You'll find explosives, but quietly. No one will panic. Do you understand? Rex wasn't wagging his tail or barking. He was just looking at Collins with those deep, understanding eyes, as if he had grasped the seriousness of the situation. The stadium entrance was crowded. As Rex and Collins passed through security, fans in the stands cheered when they saw the dog. There's a dog. How nice. But Rex didn't get distracted. He was in work mode. Collins spoke into the microphone. Control, we're entering the field. Rex is starting active scanning. First they searched the VIP section. Rex lifted his nose, methodically examining every row of seats, every aisle. His sense of smell was 40 times stronger than humans. If there were explosives in the stadium, Rex would find them. While walking in the corridors between the stands, Rex suddenly stopped. His ears perked up. His nose started working. Collins' heart raced as he leaned down. What is it, Rex? Did you find something? Rex stayed like that for a few seconds, then shook his head and continued walking. False alarm. But Collins had already started sweating. Control, first round completed. Result negative. VIP and lower stands are clear, Collins reported. Frank's voice came through the earpiece. Collins, we have new information. The source says the operation will take place in the second half, most likely in the 70-80th inning, because that's when the stadium will be most crowded. No one will leave early. Collins looked at his watch. 8:45 p.m. The game would start at 9 p.m., so they had about 2.5 hours. Rex started the second scan. This time the upper stands. While climbing the stairs, Collins noticed the change in Rex's energy. The dog was working more carefully, more intensively, as if he sensed something. In the upper stands, especially in C block, Rex's behavior changed. He walked slower, kept his nose in the air, stopped occasionally. Collins tensed Rex might be finding something. Just then the stadium announcer's voice echoed from the speakers. Dear spectators, 15 minutes until the game. Please take your seats. The stands started filling up. People excitedly ran to their seats. Rex's job became harder, because now he had to work among thousands of people. Collins block, row 34. Rex suddenly stopped. Ears up, tail straight, body language completely changed. This was the moment Collins recognized Rex had found something. Control. Rex is giving a positive signal. Collins reported excitedly. Should we evacuate that area? Frank's voice came. Wait, I'm watching Rex's behavior. Rex approached the row, but suddenly turned his head. He looked at the row above, then at the row below, as if he was tracking a scent but couldn't find its source. Collins recognized this behavior from Rex. The target was moving or the scent was mixed. Rex, slow down. Take your time, he whispered. At that moment, a middle-aged man got up from row 34 and started walking toward the restrooms. Rex immediately tried to follow the man. Collins, follow the target, but be careful. Don't create panic. Frank's order came. The man went to the restrooms. Rex and Collins followed at a distance. The restrooms were crowded. It was easy to lose sight of the man, but Rex's nose was working. Rex was stopped at the entrance to the restrooms. He couldn't go inside. Collins faced a dilemma. Should he go inside alone or wait for backup? Sir, target is inside the restrooms. Rex can't go in, but he's signaling. Collins reported. We're sending backup. Hold your position. 2 minutes later, 2 plainclothes FBI agents arrived. They went into the restrooms, but the man was gone. He must have escaped through the back exit. Rex was agitated, searching for the man's scent, but it was lost. Collins felt disappointed. Control, we lost the target. No problem, Collins. Rex gave the right signal. If the man ran, he must have been suspicious. Continue scanning. The referee's whistle blew. The game started. The stadium went wild. 50,000 people stood up, chanting, applauding. Rex's job became much harder because the noise level was at maximum. Collins, the game has started. Now we have to be more careful. One wrong move could create panic, Frank warned. Rex and Collins now continued scanning while pretending to watch the game. They moved from D block to E block. Rex successfully maintained his concentration, not paying attention to the surrounding noise. In the 23rd minute of the first half, a goal was scored. The stadium went completely wild. In that noise and chaos environment, Rex was suddenly on alert, his ears perked up, looking in various directions. Collins worried. What's happening, Rex? Is there something? Rex wasn't giving clear signals, but was uneasy, as if he was acting like there was a very big danger. Halftime, there was partial relief in the stadium, people going to the bathroom, concession stand lines forming. This was a better working environment for Rex. New development at the operations center. Collins, we received new intelligence. It's reported that the target will change position during halftime and carry out the attack in the second half. Rex and Collins quickly searched E and F blocks. This time Rex worked more systematically, examining every aisle, every corner. Fawn block, upper stand, row 12. Rex gave a strong signal. His entire body went rigid, muscles tensed, nose pointed directly at the target with laser-like precision. Every fiber of his being screamed danger. This time there was no hesitation. Clear and definite. Control, Rex positive. Fawn block, upper stand, row 12. This time it's certain, Collins reported, his voice tight with adrenaline. Watch the people around but don't intervene. Let's understand what's happening first. Rex approached row 12 with calculated steps, his trained instincts taking over completely. There sat a normal-looking man in his 30s, wearing a red baseball cap and jeans. He also had a black sports bag wedged between his feet. The man's eyes darted nervously around the stadium, sweat beading on his forehead despite the cool evening air. The moment he noticed Rex approaching, his breathing became shallow and rapid. Rex tried to direct toward the bag, his nose practically vibrating with the intensity of the scent detection, but the man quickly snatched the bag and clutched it protectively against his chest. Collins whispered into the microphone, "Control, target is suspicious. He's protecting the bag like his life depends on it. Rex's signal is overwhelming. Whatever's in there, it's big. Don't change your position. Backup is coming. We have agents moving through the crowd now." The tension in the air was palpable. Other spectators began to notice the strange scene unfolding. The man's hands were visibly shaking as he gripped the bag tighter. Suddenly, he shot up from his seat and tried to push past other fans toward the exit. Rex lunged forward, but Collins had to grab his harness. Control, target is moving fast. He's panicking, heading for Section F exit with the bag. Collins, release Rex now. Let him pursue but maintain visual contact. Rex exploded into action like a guided missile. The man stumbled down the concrete steps, pushing through confused spectators who were still cheering at the game. Rex's powerful legs propelled him forward, his barks echoing through the section like warning sirens. The man looked back, terror in his eyes, and began running desperately. Rex reached him just as he hit the concourse level. The dog's training kicked in. He grabbed the man's jacket sleeve and held on with determination, his weight throwing the terrorist off balance. The man screamed, dropped the bag, and tried to kick Rex away, but the German Shepherd was relentless. People scattered in all directions as chaos erupted. "Stop, FBI! Everyone get down!" Multiple voices shouted as plainclothes agents converged from every direction. The man was tackled hard onto the concrete, his hands zip-tied behind his back within seconds. The black bag was immediately secured by bomb disposal experts who arrived with protective gear and scanning equipment. In the tense initial examination, they discovered not just plastic explosives, but a sophisticated timing device with multiple redundancies, ball bearings for maximum carnage, and enough destructive power to bring down an entire section of the stadium. The timer was set for the 75th minute of the second half. Collins' operation successful. Rex found the target and prevented a major disaster. There was relief in Frank's voice, but Rex wasn't calming down yet. He was still in alarm mode, scanning the area. Collins worried. Why is Rex still in alarm mode? At that moment, Rex suddenly started running with explosive urgency in a completely unexpected direction toward the field. His instincts were screaming that the job wasn't finished. "Rex, come back!" Collins sprinted after him, his equipment jangling as he ran. Rex leaped over the barrier, separating the stands from the field like an Olympic hurdler. Security guards on the sideline froze in shock as a German Shepherd came charging onto the pristine grass. The massive stadium lights illuminated Rex as he raced to the exact center of the field, his paws digging into the turf. Players stopped mid-play, referees blew their whistles frantically, and the crowd of 50,000 fell into confused silence. Rex planted himself at the 50-yard line and began barking with desperate intensity, his head pointed downward at the grass beneath his feet. Collins vaulted the barrier and ran onto the field. "Rex, what are you doing? Talk to me." But Rex was in full alert mode, pawing at the ground, his barks becoming more urgent and frantic. "Control, Rex is detecting something major on the field itself. I need that emergency bomb disposal team now," Collins shouted into his radio. The stadium began a careful evacuation as security forces spread out to guide the confused crowd. The bomb disposal team rushed onto the field with their metal detectors, ground-penetrating radar, and robotic equipment. They methodically scanned the area Rex had marked, the electronic devices beeping steadily. Then the readings went wild. "Jesus Christ," the bomb expert breathed. "There's something massive down here." They carefully excavated the area Rex had pinpointed. 50 centimeters below the perfectly manicured grass, they uncovered a device that made the first bomb look like a firecracker. This was a military-grade explosive, with enough power to create a crater and collapse the entire field structure. "Incredible," said the bomb expert. "This is a much bigger bomb. The first one was just to distract. This would have caused the real damage." Frank's voice came through the earpiece. "Collins, Rex found 2 bombs. This is incredible. That dog saved thousands of lives." The timer on the field bomb was also set for the 75th minute of the second half. So the plan was, when the first bomb exploded, people would run to the field, and at that moment the second bomb would be detonated. A perfect trap, but nothing could get past Rex's nose. After the operation was completed, the stadium was completely evacuated. Both bombs were neutralized. The terrorist was taken into custody. Rex was now calm. He sat next to Collins like a professional who had completed his mission. Collins petted his head. "You're amazing, Rex. You saved 50,000 people's lives." FBI teams had surrounded Rex to congratulate him. Everyone knew he was a hero, but Rex didn't even care. He had just done his job. Frank came and knelt in front of Rex. "Buddy, you're a real hero. This operation was successfully completed thanks to you." Rex wagged his tail. For the first time that day he looked truly happy. The media coverage was instantaneous and overwhelming. News helicopters circled the stadium. Reporters broadcast live from every angle, and Rex's heroic actions were replayed on every channel across the nation. The next day, Rex's photo dominated not just newspaper headlines but magazine covers, social media feeds, and news websites worldwide. Hero dog saves 50,000 people. Miracle in Metropolitan Stadium. The German Shepherd who stopped Armageddon. Television interviews with Collins became primetime specials, and Rex, though camera-shy, became the most famous dog in America overnight. A week later, Rex was awarded in a special ceremony. He received a bravery medal from the FBI. The FBI director speaking at the ceremony said that Rex wasn't just a dog but a real guardian angel. Collins was next to Rex, hugging him. "You know, don't you, Rex? You're special. Not just a dog but a real hero." Rex sat comfortably, as if everything was part of his daily routine. For him, this was just a workday, but that workday had prevented thousands of families from losing their loved ones. Rex was working with young dogs at the training center, no longer seeking glory or recognition. The new generation of canine dogs learned by watching him demonstrate techniques with quiet professionalism. Rex hadn't just become a hero that day, he had also become a teacher for future heroes, passing on not just skills but the mindset of service above self. Rex was walking with Collins in the park at sunset. They looked like an ordinary dog and owner, but both knew something. They were an extraordinary team, and Rex wasn't just a dog, he was a real guardian angel. Years passed and Rex's story became legendary within the FBI and law enforcement circles worldwide. The methodical approach he had demonstrated that night became part of standard training protocols for explosive detection dogs across the globe. Young handlers would study footage of Rex's work, learning to read the subtle signs their own canine partners displayed when detecting threats. Rex's ability to remain focused under extreme pressure, his persistence in tracking multiple scents simultaneously, and his intuitive understanding of human behavior patterns were qualities that trainers tried to instill in every new generation of service dogs. The relationship between Rex and Collins also became a case study in human-animal partnerships, demonstrating how trust, communication, and mutual respect could create an unbreakable bond that literally saved lives. Collins often spoke at training academies, sharing not just the technical aspects of that night, but the emotional connection that allowed him to read Rex's signals with perfect accuracy. He would tell new handlers that the key wasn't just in teaching the dog to find explosives, but in learning to think like your partner, to anticipate their needs, and to trust their instincts even when logic suggested otherwise. The stadium incident had also led to revolutionary changes in security protocols at major sporting events. Rex's discovery of the secondary device buried beneath the field had exposed a vulnerability that security experts had never considered. Now, comprehensive sweeps included underground scanning, and the possibility of multiple coordinated devices became a standard consideration in threat assessment. The techniques Rex had used to track the moving target through crowded areas influenced the development of new crowd control and surveillance methods, while his ability to work effectively despite massive noise and distraction levels led to enhanced training environments that better prepared working dogs for real-world conditions. Rex's legacy lived on not just in the lives he had saved that night, but in the countless future operations that would benefit from the lessons learned from his extraordinary performance. As Rex grew older, his role shifted from active field work to mentoring younger dogs, but his impact on the field of explosive detection and security operations continued to grow. The bond between human and canine that had saved 50,000 lives that night remained a powerful reminder of what could be achieved when different species worked together with complete trust and shared purpose. Follow our channel and share your thoughts in the comments for more inspiring stories like this.